All right, here's our classwork for today. So pause here and do these problems on your own, and then we'll gather back here to go over the solutions. All right, so for the first one, we're going to go ahead and solve it. So we want to isolate the s. Who's hanging out with the s? That plus 1, so we got to get rid of him by doing minus 1. What you do to one side, you have to do to the other, even in inequalities. So those are going to cancel. We get s is less than or equal to 9. And let's go ahead and graph that. So here is our 9, 10, 8. Our key number, our end point, I should say, is 9. We have a less than or equal to, so is that going to be an open circle or a closed circle? It's going to be a filled in circle because it includes the 9. That little bag is not empty. 9 is in it. Now we want all the s's that are smaller than 9. So is 10 smaller than 9? No. Is 8 smaller than 9? Yes. So we draw our arrow in the direction of the check marks. All right, so number 2, we want to isolate that t. So I'm going to go ahead and convert this into a decimal because I don't want to deal with fractions. All right, now I have a negative 3 hanging out with that t, so I get rid of it by adding 3. Those go away. We get 5.5 greater than t. We're going to graph this. Here's 5.5, our endpoint. We're going to have 6 over here and 5 over here. All right, so first things first, is that going to be an open circle or a closed circle? It's going to be open because we don't have an or equal to sign down here. So it does not include the 5.5. All right, now we want the 5.5. You see how the little alligator mouth is pointing at the 5.5? That means the 5.5 is the bigger number. That means t is smaller. So is 6 smaller than 5.5? Nope. Is 5 smaller than 5.5? Yes. So we draw our little arrow in the direction of our check marks. All right, so we got to solve this one. So that means we're going to isolate the q. Who's hanging out with the q? That negative 3.5. So we get rid of him by adding 3.5. What you do to one side, you do to the other, even in an inequality. All right, that's going to be 0. Carry the 1, 11. All right, now we're going to graph our solution. So our endpoint is 11. Over here is 12, and over here is 10. That is a less than, so it doesn't have an equal sign. So is it going to be an open circle or a closed circle? Open. It does not include the 11. All right, we want all the q's that are smaller than 11. That alligator is opening into the 11, so that's the bigger number. So q is smaller. Is 12 smaller than 11? No. Is 10 smaller than 11? Yes. So we draw the arrow in the direction of our check mark. And that is number 3. All right, so number 4 says that the RDA is 15 milligrams. Sarah has had 11 milligrams today. How many more can she have without exceeding the RDA? So let's figure out which way that little inequality symbol is going to point. So we have our endpoint right here is 15. All right, so she has consumed 11 plus however many more. Let's use a little I for iron. And then our endpoint is 15. We just need to figure out what goes in between there. So how many more can she consume without exceeding the RDA? So without exceeding, that means don't go over 15. So can we do 16? No. Can we do 14? Yeah. So we know our arrow is going to point this way. Now, is it going to be an open circle or a closed circle? Without exceeding RDA. So you can't go past 15. But it can be 15. Just can't go 1 decimal point over, not even a smidge. So it's going to be a closed circle. So that means that our answer has to be greater than or, oh, no, not greater than or equal to, sorry. Less than or equal to. Right, because we want our solutions over here to be on this side, not the other side. All right, so now let's solve it. So we do minus 11. That's going to be I less than or equal to 4. All right, so let's go ahead and graph our solution. So we have 4. That is a less than or equal to, so that is a filled in circle because it includes the 4. And we want all the i's smaller than that. So this is our solution set. All right, let's check our answer. Whoa, too far. All right, so step 1, check the equality. Or the endpoint. All right, so that's going to be 11 plus 4. It's this guy right here. 4 equal to 15. 11 plus 4 is 15. 15 is in fact equal to 15, so we're done. Oh my goodness, where did it go? There it is. All right, for step 2, we're going to check the inequality. All right, so we're going to write out 11 plus I less than or equal to 15. And we're going to pick something over here for our i's, so let's go ahead and pick 3. (11 plus 3 is 14. Is 14 less than or equal to 15? Yes, it is. So we are done and we are correct. All right, so for the last one, number 5. So Josh beat his or is at his goal of 250 pounds. But he wants to beat the record of 282. All right, how many more pounds, so plus P, does he need to lift to get to 282? Let's find out. So he wants to break the school record of 282. Which means, does he want to lift 282? No, because that's still the same record. He wouldn't break the record. It has to be more than 282. So we do not include 282, and we want everything bigger than 282. So we want him to lift greater than 282. Now let's go ahead and solve that. Minus 250. Minus 250. P is greater than, what is that, 32? Yes. All right, now we're going to graph our solution. It's not an equal to, so it is an open circle. And we want all the p's that are larger than 32, and those are the ones to the right. And now we check it with step 1. We check that equality. So we're going to do 250 plus 32 equals 282 and see if that's true. Well, 250 plus 32 is in fact 282. And 282 does equal 282, so that is good. That checks out. Step 2, we're going to check the inequality. So 250 plus P plus P so pick a number less than 32. Let's just go with 30. So 250 plus 30. Is that still bigger than 282? Oh, sorry, not 30. We want a number that's bigger. I'm insane. Let's do 40. So we're going to have 290 bigger than 282, which is correct, so we are done.